Welcome from Vienna to the Danubius Awards 2020 ceremony. Sorry for the 5-minute delay. As you know, we live in extraordinary times, and this means that we have not only extraordinary awardees this year, but also extraordinary circumstances. Normally, we would have been at the University of Uzhhorod to actually meet in person with our awardees. Unfortunately, as we all know, this is not possible, but I'm very happy that we have everyone with us, that we have the possibility to have at least an online award ceremony. My name is Sebastian Schäffer. I'm the managing director of the Institute for the Danube Region and Central Europe here in Vienna, and together with the Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research, we are awarding since 2011 these awards, and we will start the ceremony with a greeting video of the Federal Minister of Education, Science and Research, Univ Prof. Dr. Heinz Faßmann.
Dear members of the Danube Rectors Conference, dear Chairman Busek, dear award winners, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the virtual 2020 Danubius Award prize ceremony. The Danube region is an important space for cross-border collaboration in areas like economy, transport, water quality, security, culture, and tourism. This scientific cooperation is essential for the successful development of the region. And moreover, it is an important bridge builder between different countries and cultures. With the Danubius Award and the Danubius Young Scientist Award, we are bringing the Danube region, its talents and excellent researchers into the spotlight and are promoting networking and exchange between the scientists. Since the introduction of the prize in 2011, we have been able to award more than 100 scientists with our prize, thereby starting to form a powerful community that will hopefully further grow in the coming years. 2020 has been difficult in many ways due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the last months have also proven how important scientists are in contributing to solve societal challenges and support evidence-based policymaking. Therefore, I would like to encourage the young researchers to stay in science and research, even if it sometimes is very difficult. Your talent is needed to ensure the well-being of the region and society. With that, I wish you all a nice award ceremony and congratulations to all awardees of 2020.
Thank you very much, Minister Faßmann. And I would, on behalf of IDM, also like to thank for this long-standing and good cooperation with the Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research. And I'm very glad that we will be able to continue this cooperation. And now I am handing over to Magister Barbara Weitgruber, who is the Director General for Scientific Research and International Relations at the Federal Ministry.
Distinguished participants, after having heard the welcome message of Minister Faßmann, let me also welcome you live as possible in days like these on behalf of the Austrian Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research. We are glad that in cooperation with the Institute of the Danube Region and Central Europe, we have managed to organize a virtual get-together to honor this year's Danubius Award winners, despite the current challenges and restrictions facing all of us. Before we do so, I would like to touch upon a few recent developments on the European Union level that seem important in the context of the development of the Danube region. When creating the Danubius Award, one of the aims was a better integration of the Danubius region's researchers into the European research area. At the end of September this year, the European Commission launched a new communication on the European research area to give it a new impetus and a new direction for the years to come, and also celebrating 20 years of joint efforts. The communication has identified 4 priority areas: prioritizing investment and reform, improving access to excellence, translating research and innovation results into the economy, and deepening the European research area. Horizon Europe, the new framework program for research and innovation, as the largest program in the world to implement cross-border research and innovation cooperation, will also start next year. The program will be essential in finding common solutions for the most pressing societal challenges, which are closely linked to the political priorities of the European Commission, namely the Green Deal, digitalization, and health issues. International mobility and career development will be at the heart of both the new European research area and Horizon Europe. And I would like to invite all of you to use funding opportunities, for instance, those provided by Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, to further advance your career. Finally, coming back to the statement of our Minister Faßmann, in which he stressed the importance of building a community in the Danube region, I'm glad to announce that the Danubius Awards and the Danubius Young Scientist Awards will be continued at least until 2027. During this time, we will try to complement the awards with some dedicated alumni activities to strengthen further the links in the region between the researchers. I would like to invite all of you already today to contribute to these activities. Let me end by congratulating all the Danubius Award winners of 2020. Congratulations on your achievements. May the award be an inspiration also for your further work. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Director General, and also for the good news. We are very much looking forward to continue this cooperation. And next, as the welcome words are coming from the chairman of the Institute for the Danube Region and Central Europe, former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Erhard Busek.
Thank you very much for the possibility to meet you on this way. I think we have extraordinary circumstances, but I want to give you the message besides the problem of COVID-19 and so on and so on. I think what has happened in the recent days here in Vienna with terrorist attacks and so on, I think we are standing stiff and straight for the human rights, for democracy, for freedom, and we will fight against these things. And I'm asking you to understand the Danubius Awards as a sign of this cooperation over borders and so on, because we are sticking together to go the same line in the future. That's a sense. I'm an oldie concerning this cooperation along the River Danube. I started in the Stability Pact for Southeast Europe. They made the first conferences, and I'm extremely happy. And I have to say many thanks to Minister Faßmann and also my beloved Barbara Weitgruber, what was achieved in the past going on. But it is only possible to achieve it further on if we are still engaged here along the Danube Rectors Conference, along the cooperation on the different fields of science, and along this cooperation in the common mood, understanding Europe as an obligation for us for the future. That's enough on introductory words. Let's go on with the ceremony. I'm happy to be with you. And again, as a first, congratulations to all of those who were getting the award this year. Thank you very much, and hopefully to see you next year also.
Thank you very much, Erhard, for these words. It's always a pleasure to cooperate within this framework, but this is also only possible due to the engagement of the Danubius Award jury that comes together here at IDM. This year also only virtually possible, unfortunately, but nevertheless, I think we have reached a great decision. And on behalf of the jury, I would like to ask Univ Prof. Dr. Oliver Schmitt to hold the Laudatio for this year's Danubius Award winner, Professor Andrei Pippidi.
Yeah, thank you very much. Dear Minister Faßmann, dear participants, dear Professor Pippidi, stimați colegi, dragi prieteni din Romania. Why is Andrei Pippidi honored with the Danubius Award? Andrei Pippidi is without a doubt that Romanian historian who, like no other, combines classical scholarship and literary elegance with philological empathy and a clear view of central theoretical concepts. But above all, and this is of particular importance in the context of the Danubius Award, Andrei Pippidi, who experienced important parts of his intellectual formation in Paris and Oxford, teaches us to read and understand European history from a perspective from the Southeast. His intellectual and cultural starting point and his scientific observation point are the old Romania principalities of Wallachia and Moldova. These can be, of course, represented in a narrow national history, or, as Andrei Pippidi shows us, who can rely on illustrious predecessors as a space in which almost all of European history is linked with that of the Black Sea region, the Pontic Steppes, the Byzantine and Ottoman Middle East. Andrei Pippidi gazes out into the world from that space where the legacy of the empires on the Bosporus meet with Russian and Habsburg influences, where Poland, Hungary and the Kiev tradition intersect with Armenian and Georgian cultural impulses. He shows us a space that is open on all sides and that absorbs a wide range of influences, is open to all kinds of migrations, be it forcible conquest or the immigration of scholars and specialists. Above all, however, he teaches us how a very specific European form of culture emerged in this space, including a special political world which, because of its fragility, has developed its own configurations of subtlety. Andrei Pippidi penetrates like no other this world, full of nuances and shades that sometimes seems strange, especially to people coming from abroad. And he succeeds in doing so this thanks to his extensive reading in an impressive number of languages. Starting from his space, he explores European history, which he sees as a world that is interrelated and interwoven, and his numerous studies on cultural contacts and cultural transfers prove this. Andrei Pippidi takes the Romanian principalities as a starting point for erudite and learned promenade through European history in the early modern period. In doing so, he succeeds in achieving a seldom achieved balance. As a unique connoisseur, he opens up Romanian history in its depth and always connects it with other references. This was achieved, among other things, other works in his monograph on the view of the Renaissance world in Europe on the Ottoman Empire. The work of the last few years alone bear witness to this. Andrei Pippidi edited The Fascinating History of Moldova by Manolache Dragic, Oyo from Eastern Romania of the 18th century, and the politically highly significant memoirs of his grandfather, the historian and statesman Nicolae Iorga. And in both cases, only he was able to fully understand the wealth of information and lead the reader into the capillaries of the Romanian elite of those times. The same applies to his most recent monographs of the Phanariot period on Constantine Brâncoveanu and the English ambassador at the Sublime Porte, Lord Paget, a book that expresses Pippidi's special spiritual bond with the country in which, at Oxford University, he was doing one of his 2 doctoral degrees. As a great historian, Andrei Pippidi is also a great writer who has mastered all genres, from monographs to arabesque, which probably are particularly dear to him. He is a historian who knows much more than what he ultimately puts on paper, and his writings are correspondingly rich in thoughts, in insights, but also in subtle remarks and hints for the reader. But, and I think this is especially important in the context of this award, Andrei Pippidi is much more than a great historian. For decades, he has campaigned for the cultural heritage of his country, which is threatened in many places by negligence and greed for profit. He has documented this legacy in numerous works. In public, he has raised his voice for the buildings of those epochs that he knows like no other. After the fall of communism, he campaigned for the creation of a democratic culture in Romania and played a decisive role in two of the most important commissions that deal with painful issues in recent Romanian history, Romania's participation in the Holocaust and the crimes of the communist regime against the Romanian society. In both cases, it took considerable intellectual courage to engage in these endeavors. The report on the Holocaust, published and released in 2004, caused a shock to large parts of Romanian society because the communist regime denied that Romanians were involved in these horrible crimes. The crimes of communism are still denied or played down by powerful post-communist structures up to the present day. Andrei Pippidi is not only fighting for the democratization of the Romanian society and for the preservation of the buildings of bygone times. He himself erected buildings that will remain. On the one hand, his rich and extensive oeuvre, whose depth I could not develop just in 5 minutes. But on the other hand, he succeeded in winning over a group of younger scholars to undertake the steep climb to the Olympus of historical science, which he himself had climbed many years ago. In other words, Andrei Pippidi created the school over many years, and his students carry his work and his ideas into the world. They are active in many countries today. They continue his ideas and develop them further. And Andrei Pippidi succeeded in doing so, this at a time when laborious preoccupation with older history, with its philological demands and the patience it requires of younger researchers was anything but attractive. Scripta manent et discipuli manent. We look forward to honoring in you, dear Professor Pippidi, the man who, like no other, brought two dimensions of historical thought together, Europe in Romania's cultural and historical tradition, and the European essence of Romanian history in Europe. Stimate domnule Pippidi, ne bucurăm cu dumneavoastră și vă felicităm din inima. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Schmitt, for this laudatio. Each and every winner will receive this certificate that will be sent to you together with a brochure that brings together all the winners of this year's Danubius Awards, and they will also be made available online as a PDF document afterwards. But now, without further ado, I would like to congratulate Professor Pippidi on receiving the Danubius Award 2020, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. First, let me express my gratitude to the jury for this recognition of my lifetime work, and to Professor Schmitt, whose scholarship and character we all hold in great esteem, for his very kind words. I could hardly have imagined such a happy ending in my youth, when the Ceausescu regime did not allow me to return to Oxford to defend my PhD, so that the thesis had to be smuggled by a British friend in her diplomatic briefcase. Even the strange circumstances which make us meet online today cannot match the feeling of isolation and hopelessness we experienced during those times, when, as Fernand Braudel would have said, the present seemed far closer to the past than to the future. It is an extraordinary achievement of freedom and a gift to have Romanian scholarship integrated once more into Europe. The Southeast European Studies Institute that I served during my whole professional life pioneered the Danubian studies as early as 1914. This fascinating region centered on the Danube has never been for me isolated as an archipelago surrounded by the high seas, but the place where the Roman and Greek civilizations met even before Byzantium and Venice, or the Ottomans and the West. My work is populated with extraordinary characters who always attracted me: travelers, scholars, utopians, charlatans, diplomats, and adventurers, who all had in common the passion and skill to navigate between the two worlds. They contributed to the ambiguity of borders and forged a network which gradually increased the awareness of each European side to the other, gradually bringing together Western and Central Europe to the east. The belated birth of national states in a region whose identity has endured during the Ottoman Empire brought alongside the hope and pride to belong to Europe, challenges and traumas that are still alive. Both before and after 1989, we had to resist the political demand which would have wanted historians to act as national and regime propagandists. From the point of view of a totalitarian regime, national identity was an excuse for denying freedom and promoting intolerance. It was easier for me to resist this great call for historians, to provide the material on which detestable leaders thrived, as I have always applied in my profession the dictum of Joseph Roth, that all good things in life are small. My approach favored the history of small things, not of grand ambitions, with greater landscapes coming gradually together from pieces and puzzles. My French professor, Pierre Chonu, once called pointillisme this form of resistance to the improper use that ambitious regimes had in store for us. He and others made the example I emulated and hopefully was also able to transmit further to a new generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we continue with the Danubius Mid-Career Award, an idea that was born in 2017 and since 2018 has been awarded to bridge the gap between the Danubius Young Scientists and the Danubius Award. And this year's Danubius Mid-Career Award is awarded to Assistant Professor Danijela Dolenec, and the Laudatio will be held by Univ Prof. Dr. Christina Plank.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to give this laudatory speech to this year's Danubius Mid-Career Award winner, Danijela Dolenec. Danijela Dolenec is Associate Professor of Comparative Politics at the Faculty of Political Science at the University of Zagreb in Croatia. Before that, she gained a doctorate in political science from the ETH Zurich in 2012. Danijela Dolenec is not only a very well-established member of the international scientific community, but she's also published in scientific journals in Croatian. Furthermore, her work covers the Danube area, in which she is also institutionally anchored. She is, for example, president of the board of the Institute for Political Ecology in Zagreb. This is in particular of importance to highlight, because in this way, she directly contributes to the Croatian society, and Croatian society benefits from her commitment as an excellent researcher. Danijela Dolenec has contributed to diverse academic fields, and in doing so, she advanced significantly the research in the Danube area. She published on the democratization and on the political economy of post-socialist countries, on European party systems, contemporary social movements, the politics of climate change and political ecology, and on higher education policy in Europe. Her book with the title Democratic Institutions and Authoritarian Rule in Southeast Europe received the National Science Award in 2013, and some of her recent work has appeared, for example, in journals in East European Politics and Societies, Europe-Asia Studies, and the Review of Radical Political Economics. She also teaches comparative politics, social science methods, and politics of protest. Alongside being an outstanding researcher, teacher, and societally engaged, Danijela Dolenec is successful in the acquisition of third-party funding, and she is currently principal investigator of the project Disobedient Democracy, a comparative analysis of contentious politics in the European semi-periphery. This is funded by the Swiss National Science Foundation. And the project explores how protest and social movements advance democracy. All these activities make her an excellent researcher, and I'm happy that the Danubius Mid-Career Award goes to Danijela Dolenec. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Professor Planck. The Danubius Awards and the Danubius Mid-Career Award alternate each and every year between social sciences and life sciences. This year, we have the award for life sciences, and the Mid-Career Award that has been awarded since 2008 has always been won by a female researcher in the Danube region, which shows the huge potential of our region. And I'm very happy that we have Professor Danijela Dolenec with us. And please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. First of all, a very warm thank you for, this is a wonderful honor. So thank you to the jury, and thank you to Professor Christina Planck for nominating me and for hearing such a wonderful laudatio. It's a lovely thing to hear about your own work. In terms of how I would present myself briefly in these few minutes, I'm glad that you highlighted both the teaching and the research, because I want to say that in my teaching, I teach undergraduate students in political science in Zagreb, but since I have some courses in English, I actually teach students from all over the Danube region. And I think that, from that perspective, this is also a lovely award to receive and also to further encourage working from Zagreb, but also open to not only the region, but to Europe and to the world. I think that's always been important for my work, at the same time as wanting to be based in the region and in Zagreb and kind of trying to speak to the broader world. And I think that teaching, this is what I wanted to emphasize, that teaching is instrumental or very, very important to how I see research and how I see achieving academic excellence as well. And having an international cohort of students from across the region and from Austria and other countries, I think is a great contributor to how I see important topics in the world developing today. And not to take a lot of the time in this award ceremony, I wanted to maybe stress two aspects of my current work, which I think I would like to share with you. So one, as you've heard, the project that I'm leading is called Disobedient Democracy. I think what I'm trying to do in this body of research and building actually a research group in Zagreb is to highlight or to emphasize various types of democratic innovations that are happening in the region once we move away from kind of a classical, or I would even say an elitist conception of democracy, which tends to look only at institutions like parliaments and political parties. I found that if we broaden our perspective and from political science closer to political sociology, and we look at social movements, we look at various types of citizens' initiatives, and what Nancy Bermeo would simply say, ordinary citizens, now in extraordinary times indeed. I think that actually there is a wealth of alternative perspectives on what is actually happening in the region. And I would like that kind of research, kind of a bottom-up perspective, to meet with what I see as the more present narrative about the democratic backsliding in the region. So this is what I think is what I see as a promising perspective for further research as well. And the second element, which I would like to emphasize, is the necessity of not looking at post-socialist countries among themselves only. I'm a comparativist, which means that most of my work looks at a number of countries and various regions. And I think from that perspective, what the Institute for the Danube Region and Central Europe is very important is precisely because it allows us, or it invites us as researchers to broaden our perspective and look at comparative insights that can be gained from comparing various regions, and regions that align on a different logic than what we would traditionally call Eastern versus Western Europe. So these are hopefully some aspects of research which I hope to further explore, and also along the lines of the European perspectives and projects that were mentioned at the beginning. So thank you again for this wonderful award.
Thank you very much. And we hope that we will be able to continue the cooperation in other formats. One of them might be, for instance, within the framework of the Danube Rectors Conference. The Danube Rectors Conference is a network of 64 universities in the Danube region, has just finished its General Assembly. And normally in this context, we do this award ceremony, at least for the past couple of years. We're very happy that today the DRC president, Rector Ivanka Popovic, is joining us, who is introducing the Danubius Young Scientist Award. This award is selected by a different jury that comes out of the DRC, puts a lot of work into finding the best suitable candidates. And I would like to say thank you to the whole jury from the DRC that put a lot of work into making this year a reality, that we have the possibility to award this to all 14 countries of the USDR. Ivanka, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. It's a great pleasure for me to be here, and many greetings from Belgrade. Yes, the Danubius Young Scientist Award is a wonderful endeavor that the Danube Rectors Conference is very proud to be a part of. And this year we were very successful in promoting and disseminating information about the call. And to our great satisfaction, there was a very large number of applicants showing the tremendous human potential of the region. And so it was not at all easy to select the best candidates. And I'm sure that we could have awarded many more students, but unfortunately the rules are as they are. So I think all of the applicants this year are winners and are recognized as outstanding young researchers. But unfortunately, from one country, there can only be one winner. And I would like to especially extend my congratulations to this year's winners, and also to express my regret that I will not be able to personally congratulate them and provide them with, let's say, the documentation and the certificates regarding this award. But I hope that we can overcome this as soon as the pandemic allows us to meet once again. I would also like to congratulate the other laureates of the Danubius Awards. I think it's very important that we follow the tracks of careers of all our researchers. The Danubius Young Scientist Award is, of course, an incentive for early stage researchers. And I hope that we can continue in this context. And I also hope that we can finally realize our idea to bring together as a very strong think tank the researchers who are awardees and are laureates of the Danubius Young Scientist Award. So I look forward to continuing our collaboration with all of the researchers, and once again, congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ivanka. And thank you very much again also for all the efforts that you within the framework of the DRC as a president, but also of the other colleagues that you're working with, have put into making this a reality. For this kind of endeavors, you need strong partners, and a third strong partner within the Danubius Awards, besides the Ministry and the DRC, is the Joint Research Center of the European Commission. And it's a pleasure to have Professor Miroslav Veskovic with us, who is also the honorary president of the DRC. Miroslav, the floor is yours.
Your Excellencies, Rectores Magnifici, Dr. Busek, Magister Weitgruber, Danubius Awardees, distinguished colleagues, dear friends. It is my great pleasure to greet you on behalf of the European Commission Science Service, Directorate General Joint Research Center. Our celebrities today are Danubius Awardees, and I wish to congratulate to all of them for their extraordinary scientific achievements and output in relation to the Danube region. We recognize your excellence in research and also your ability to communicate the ideas to a wider audience. The quality of your research and topics you are tackling are guarantees of the European future and the Danube macro region within. The great challenges of our time in environment, science, society, and economy cannot be understood and tackled by any one academic field alone. For science to play a decisive role in addressing these problems in their full complexity, one must focus efforts towards integrated, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approach that look between and beyond borders and sectors. JRC, with its task to provide scientific evidence for policy making, can be described as a boundary sitting at the intersection of the scientific and policy spheres. Co-creation and co-production are key steps in transformed science policy collaboration. It is a philosophy of iterative dialogue and multifaceted process of translation from policy questions to research questions, and from research answers to policy answers. Currently, the scale of opportunities and risk require a more far-sighted attitude. To support that, JRC established Competence Center on Foresight. Its task is to apply anticipatory thinking to EU policy making, thus putting foresight at the heart of better policy making. This knowledge center will focus on long-term trends and identify areas in which policy, research, and technological development are most likely to drive societal, economic, and environmental progress. On September the 9th, the European Commission adopted its first ever strategic foresight report, aiming to identify emerging challenges and opportunities to better steer the European Union's strategic choices. This first annual strategic foresight report introduces a comprehensive concept of EU resilience. It identifies first lessons from the COVID-19 crisis, introduces resilience as a new compass for EU policymaking. The report analyzes resilience along 4 international dimensions: social, economic, geopolitical, green, and digital. The Joint Research Center has been supporting the Danube region with a set of instruments and competencies, including several environmentally oriented nexus clusters, the Smart Specialization Platform, research and innovation, monitoring and training on intellectual property and technological transfer. JRC partners often highlighted the need of the region for individual and institutional capacity building through the nexus, cross-sectoral, holistic approach, and through clustering of macro-regional research potential. The Danube macro region is moving forward, but the success of the region is not solely a result of its infrastructure, but also of the skills and dedication of its young scientists. We are all part of European research and higher education system, as Commissioner Maria Gabriel, responsible for research, innovation, education, youth, sport, and JRC, said recently in her speech, only together we can achieve more. The Danube Strategy, the Danube Rectors Conference, the Danubius Award are all connecting elements between East and West, North and South, big and small, member state and accession countries. Europe must breathe with both lands, otherwise we will be struggling for the air. Distinguished awardees, we see that young people more and more understand great challenges of our time and insist that solutions to these problems be found and insist also to be part of the solution. You are at the beginning of your scientific careers, but always keep fresh your inquisitive minds, challenge the status quo. This is a good basis for your future excellent research. The research that focuses on excellence, stretches horizons, and broadens the possibilities to benefit society as well. We want to inspire you, but we also want to be inspired by your innovative minds. So it is my pleasure to invite the Danubius Young Scientist Awardees to visit Joint Research Center to learn more about the scientific support of the Danube strategy, to visit some of the Joint Research Center laboratories and shadow JRC scientists for a full day. We are looking forward to organize that as soon as possible. Together with my colleagues, I'm looking forward to hosting you at our ISPRA site in Italy. A month ago, during European Week of Regions and Cities, a session took place with the title, Young Generation Takes Over the Danube Region. So be it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miroslav, and thank you very much for always extending this invitation to all the Danubius Young Scientist Award winners. We will now have the possibility to get to know all these winners in alphabetical order of their countries of origin, and I apologize in advance should I make any mispronunciations of the names. We are going to start with Austria, so that makes it a bit of easier for me to start with. Laura Wiesböck, congratulations.
Hello, thank you very much for this award. I'm very honored and delighted to receive it. I feel very happy about it, especially in times like these. I'm a social scientist and author in Vienna. I'm a sociologist. My research interest lies mainly in the field of social inequality with a special focus on poverty, labor market, gender and migration. And my PhD thesis was on the Central European region, which is a transnational region encompassing the border regions of Czech Republic, Hungary, Slovakia, and Austria. And I was especially interested in the labor dynamics, the labor market dynamics after the opening of the border in 2011, because there were a lot of assumptions made in public discourse, how it will change, how the low wage labor segment in Austria will change. And together with a team of 2 professors and my colleague Raimund Heindorfer, we investigated what actually happened. And I would also like to stress, to take up and stress the point Professor Dolenec made, that maybe we should focus scientifically, but also politically, not on the national unit as main unit of analysis, but on transnational units and other categories of analysis that are more helpful scientifically, but also politically, especially in times of multiple crises. Thank you very much again for the award, and thank you to the University of Vienna for nominating me.
Thank you very much, and we continue with Mitar Simić from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all. I'm very honored to get this award, and thank you one more time to choose me among. I am sure that it was a very big competition. I would like to say that I'm 30 years old, and I'm coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm working as assistant professor at the University of Banja Luka, and I would like to choose this opportunity also to thank them for nominating me. My background is electrical engineering, more specifically sensors for environmental monitoring and related embedded system and digital signal processing. I would like to say that maybe the part that I'm most proud of my work is very nice cooperation and collaboration with research teams all across the Danube region, from Austria, Slovenia, Romania, Moldova, Germany, as well as United Kingdom, where we had a lot of mutual research, and we had some publications together. One more time, thank you and greetings from Bosnia and Herzegovina to everybody.
Congratulations and thank you very much. The next awardee on the list is Diana Dimitrova Kinaneva from Bulgaria.
Good afternoon. I'm extremely gratified for this award. Firstly, I want to appreciate the members of the jury for choosing my organization and me as an award winner of the year and showing great respect for us with the prize. For me, it is a pleasure to stand beside you, although virtually, and accept this award. I'm thankful to you for acknowledging my name for the Danubius Award. I believe that the research area I'm working on is very relevant to the region and people around. I'm part of the University of Russe since 2008, when I was enrolled in a Bachelor of Science program, Telecommunication Networks. Since then, I have interest in various network-related courses and topics like communication networks, routing and switching, network security, wireless technology for data transfer, etc. And in 2017, I defended my PhD thesis in the field of software-defined networks. And apply for the position of full-time assistant professor. Since then, I'm a member of the academic staff of the Department of Telecommunication in my university. My scientific activities initially focused on topics related to the telecommunication networks, but they are now widened to different areas like artificial intelligence, neural network, machine learning, 3D technology, photography, photogrammetry, and so on. Outside the classroom and the research laboratories of the university, I have participated in several national and international projects. I have been involved in numerous public events, training, workshops, and seminars. I have conducted several training on 3D scanning and digitalization in different educational institutions and schools in the lower Danube area. Last but not least, the awards make me feel more motivated and full of enthusiasm for my future scientific work. Thank you all again for the awards, and to also thank to my university that nominated me. Thank you.
Thank you very much and congratulations again. We move on with Croatia, and the award for this year goes to Ivan Rubinic.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So first and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude for the Institute for the Danube Region and the Central Europe, as well as Austrian Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research. And I am extremely, extremely pleased and incredibly grateful to be integrated in such an outstanding collective that obviously mirrors my pursuit of scientific excellence. So my research conducted at the University of Rijeka and in part at the University of Ljubljana as a part of my PhD dissertation has been focused around the political economy of the European integration. Namely, I've been researching two pillars that are somehow critical and quite disconnected from one another. The first pillar is the acknowledgement that the European integration is not only on a regional level, but also on the world level, undeniably an indispensable instrument or organization for achieving not only unprecedented historical peace, but also economic prosperity. And in this sense, the ideals behind the Union, the prosperity, cohesiveness, equality, and solidarity amongst countries represent something that I believe is a right way to achieve the future economic and social development for the entire world. However, on the other hand, this unity is somehow threatened by the excessive inequality. And this is especially the case now when we are faced with a global health challenge. So this inequality, primarily based on a cross-country component, such as inequality to initial endowments and differences between the initial starting points amongst member countries, is something that my research attempts to ameliorate in the future through the various modes of economic methods that I will intend to investigate more how this can be achieved. So in this sense, all with the purpose of achieving the solidarity and the long-term sustainability of the European social project, I believe, and I am extremely grateful to receive the award, especially in a sense that the Danubius Institute is something that is extremely relevant in this aspect, given its core values. So once again, I am extremely grateful and honored to be recipient of the Young Scientist Award, and I would like to invite you all to partake in the future research of joint values. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. We are continuing with the Czech Republic, and this year's winner is Jiří Černý.
Hello, everybody. I am glad to join you today and to hear about your work and your projects. I would also like to thank the jury for my nomination and the Ministry for the financial reward. The main points of my research are book culture, printed media, and means of communication in the pre-modern era. Even though I primarily concentrate on the Czech lands, a part of my study is how much the particular region was connected to its neighbors and other lands across Europe. By happy coincidence, I chose as the subject of my research broadsheets and German pamphlets. As a result, I do not have any competition in the Czech Republic. Nevertheless, I hope to expand the scope of Western European research and deliver an invaluable comparative material for the whole East Central Europe. Since I study German literature and art history, I combine text and image analysis. I address the question how the prints were used. I am furthermore interested in materiality and mediality of printed text and images. Before 1527, several German-speaking Reformation centers were established in Bohemia and Moravia. I perceive the authors of pamphlets as printing natives who transformed all textual strategies and invited new ones. Furthermore, I concentrate on strategies of identification used in their writings. So I hope you enjoyed my small presentation, and if you are interested now in the topic, please read my publications. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations again. And we continue with Niels Ostermeier from Germany.
Yeah, at first I would like to say I'm very happy and I feel very honored to be here. Thanks to all of you, thanks to the jury, thanks to the ministry. My name is Niels Ostermeier. I am working as a research assistant at the University of Würzburg in Bavaria. And I would like to present you very shortly my doctoral thesis about the Stadtberg in the city of Neuburg. The Stadtberg is a steep hill and a visible landmark around 25 meters above the southern bank of the Danube in northern Upper Bavaria. And it was a fortified prehistoric hilltop settlement. I was working with more than 29,000 artifacts, prehistoric artifacts, from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age, from the 14th to the 3rd century BC. So a period of more than 1,000 years. And to make it short, the Stadtberg shows some archaeological specialties. For example, a massive rampart, a fortification around the whole plateau, and an uninterrupted colonization for more than 1,000 years. And the finds, the archaeological remains demonstrate for the regional importance of the Stadtberg and its surrounding settlement pattern, and significant finds indicate regional and supra-regional contacts. So between those thousands of ceramic sherds, for example, it was possible to detect specific vessel forms from Eastern Europe up to the Marne region in Western France. Metal artifacts come from the Alps and also Central Germany. And with its specialties, this prehistoric hilltop site, especially this constant occupation, I think it was caused by the location on the Danube as one of the most extensive, stable and longest prehistoric traffic routes in Europe. So it was a very exciting theme. And as I said, I'm very happy and glad to be here. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you very much and congratulations again. And we go to Hungary, where Laura Jureska is this year's winner.
Thank you very much. First of all, I have to say that I'm very proud to be among the awardees, and it gives me a great inspiration for the continuation of my research. As you see here, I'm working as a research fellow at the Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest, where I have two main research fields. The first is the development and intensification of water treatment methods, and the other one is the chemical and microbiological characterization of unique aquatic habitats. I think this award gives us a great opportunity to call the attention for the importance of these topics, and I hope it will open new possibilities for further scientific collaborations. At the end, I would like to say a thank you to my professors, colleagues, collaborators, and students, and of course my university for the nomination. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. We're jumping into the Danube Delta to the Republic of Moldova, where this year's winner is Lilia Angel.
Hello, good afternoon. So first of all, I would like to present my deep gratitude to Danubius Young Scientist Award jury, to IDN and Ministry for giving the opportunity to participate today in this event and presenting my research. It is a great honor. Also, I want to congratulate all the award winners. I hope that everyone's families and friends are safe. So to present myself, I'm a researcher at the Institute of Chemistry. My research is related to life sciences and is focused mainly on physicochemical properties and associative interactions between proteins. So this is done to expand the insights deployable in the design of new functional foods and delivery systems for various bioactive compounds. This research is important in the context of healthy diets, prevention or delaying in some cases of various diseases through consumption of functional foods and essential nutrients, such as proteins, vitamins, and polysaccharides. This work is an ongoing collaborative effort of teams from the Institute of Chemistry, from Republic of Moldova, Horea Hulubei National Institute of Physics and Nuclear Engineering, Joint Institute for Nuclear Research, FRM2, and Graz University of Technology. So thank you so much for the award and the Institute of Chemistry for nomination. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much and congratulations. We move on to Montenegro, where Bojan Bacha is this year's winner.
Good afternoon, all. I'm very happy and honored to be here. So, broadly speaking, I'm a sociologist, and my fields of research are within the intersection of political, cultural, and in recent years, digital sociology, with a particular focus on civil society, active citizenship, and contentious politics. Now, regarding the relevance of my work, it integrates basically two research streams, which explore how inequalities created by socio-political, socio-economic, and in recent years, technological change are being promulgated or contested within civil society in Central and Eastern Europe. As such, my work is relevant to the Danube region and more broadly Central and Eastern Europe, as it explores rebellious forms of civil society as the cornerstone of progressive politics and the lifeblood of democracy in the region's post-socialist parts. And it also investigates the neglected, quote unquote, uncivil society that disproportionately draws from the so-called losers of transition or losers of globalization and its impact on populist politics and democratic backsliding in the region. My current focus is how populist politics and pseudo-science merge in contesting democracy and the rule of law in the region. So to conclude, the ultimate goal of my research program is to try to conceptualize post-socialism as a reflexive subject of knowledge production, a form of critical standpoint and analytical lens, rather than simply treating it as a passive area studies problem in approaching the region. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just as a reminder, the Danubius Young Scientist Awards are open to all disciplines every year, and the awardees have to be nominated by their research institution. We continue with Romania, and this year's winner, congratulations to Romulus-Dumitru Costache.
Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers and to congratulate the other winners of the Danubius Young Scientist Award. I'm very honored, and at the same time I'm very proud to receive this award. I am a scientific researcher at the National Institute of Hydrology and Water Management of Romania in the flash flood forecast department. I am one of the people who issue the flash flood warnings across the Romanian territory if this fact is required. I'm also a postdoctoral researcher at the Research Institute of the University of Bucharest. My main field of research is represented by the study of the susceptibility to natural hazards such as flash floods, landslides or forest fires. In fact, most of my research works are focused on the assessment of susceptibility to these natural risk phenomena through the artificial intelligence, deep learning, machine learning algorithms combined with GIS techniques and bivariate statistics. Overall, I published a number of 31 articles with impact factor included in Web of Science. Of these, 19 articles are published in journals located in the first quartile of the Web of Science ranking. I'm currently a member in a number of 2 international projects, and starting with the next year, I will be the director of a research project that will assess the susceptibility to flash floods and floods throughout Romania. I consider that my work is very important for the Danube region because it addresses a very current and important topic for this space, which is the assessment of the risk to hydrological hazards in Romania. And the methods applied by me in Romania can be taken over and adapted in order to evaluate the risk to natural hazard also in the other states of the region, of the Danube region. The results of my studies can be used by the responsible authorities to reduce the risk of floods and flash floods, and therefore to significantly reduce the material loss and the casualties. At the end, I would like to thank you again for this award.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. And we continue with Serbia. This year's winner is Teodora Jovanovic.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here with all of the other outstanding young researchers. Regarding my background, before I started to work as a researcher, I was actively involved in providing aid and help to people on the move. So when I started to research this topic, it was somehow natural for me. The reason why I think it is important for the Danube region is because the research may shed light on some migration and border processes and movements that occur at the periphery of the European Union, but not only in the periphery, but also in the European Union itself. And in the aftermath of the so-called migration crisis in 2015, many people argued that the fundamental values of the EU are brought into question. Of course, all of these pre-assumptions should be critically addressed, and I would like to say that when we analyze migration and forced migration, we must be careful because, you know, people's lives are at stakes, and also because also when we have some recommendations, we should also be careful with that because simplifications may be dangerous. And I'm still a PhD student. I'm completing my PhD thesis now. And I try to challenge the concept of coercion or force or compulsion in forced migration studies. And yes, also I would like to thank you again for the award and for your kind words. And I hope that you will take care now in these uncertain times with the pandemics and stuff. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much and congratulations. And we move on to Slovenia, where Simon Malmenval is this year's winner.
Good afternoon to all of the participants of this event. Firstly, I would like to express my deep gratitude to everyone who recognized my work in terms of its scientific quality and actuality and granted me such a prestigious award as the Danubius Young Scientist Award definitely is. Secondly, this award is not only my personal success, but integrates and elevates academic institutions from Slovenia I am collaborating with. Furthermore, I'm very glad that through this award, a specific recognition was given to the subjects I am researching, particularly the history of medieval Rus and the long-term intellectual and other relations between the Christian East and West on the territory of the Danube region and beyond. In this way, the mentioned aspects are confirmed as an integral part of the Europe's past, present, and future. Currently, I'm the head of the postdoctoral research project, Ruler Saints, Martyrs on the Periphery of Medieval Europe, Kievan Rus, Norway, Dioclea, financed by the Slovenian Research Agency. I have published around 150 academic and popular scientific works and translations so far. I'm the author of the scientific monograph Culture of Kievan Rus and Christian Historical Consciousness. I was one of the contributors preparing the first Slovenian edition of the main East Slavic medieval chronicle, Tale of Bygone Years, and the edition of other representative East Slavic medieval texts. I translated into Slovenian language the monumental work Ways of Russian Theology by the Russian theologian and historian George Florovsky. I was previously awarded by the University of Ljubljana with the Solemn Charter for Young University Teachers and University Associates. Thank you once again for granting me this award, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. And we go to our neighbors in the Slovak Republic, where Ivana Kozolova is this year's winner.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank jury for this award. I'm really honored and grateful. Since 2016, I am postdoc research scientist at Institute of Landscape Ecology, Solag Academy of Sciences. My research is focused on land cover and land use changes linked with ecosystem services. Recently, my research is focused on areas along the Danube River in Slovakia. I evaluate ecosystem services provided by drainage ditches on Podunajská lowland. My next research goal is to widen my research area abroad along the whole Danube River. And that's all. Thank you for this award again.
Thank you very much. And then we go again into the Danube Delta to Ukraine, where Alexei Lagutsa is this year's winner.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for this award. It's a tremendous honor for me. So currently I'm working as a postdoc fellow at the Central European Institute of Technology in Brno, Czech Republic, in a group of magneto-optical and terahertz spectroscopy. So my work goes in two directions. First direction, it's development of a very unique electron spin resonance spectrometer, which you can see on the photo here on the slide. Probably not everybody knows what is electron spin resonance, but what you should know that this technique is very useful in many fields of knowledge or science, like physics, material science, chemistry, biology, and also medicine. And so the second way of my work deals with electron spin dynamics. And potentially the outcome of this work can help to significantly improve the sensitivity of another really important technique, which is a nuclear magnetic resonance, and which in turn should and probably will help to make much better magnetic resonance imaging systems for hospitals, because now hopefully none of you actually need it to make this procedure, but usually it takes like half an hour, maybe even 1 hour to make the scan of a person. And really very frequently, the problem is that the patients start to move and then you need to start over again. And with my work, hopefully it will be possible in near future to do the same diagnosis, but in terms of few minutes only. So thank you again for this award, and everybody did a really great job. Thank you.
Joachim, thank you very much, and congratulations again. This concludes our award ceremony and this year's Danubius Young Scientist Award, as well as Danubius Award and Danubius Mid-Career Award ceremony. It has been a great pleasure. I think the past more or less 90 minutes have shown the great diversity of research that we have in the Danube region. It shows that if not only this, but also the current situation unites us all in a not very positive way. United in diversity is the motto of the European Union. We're gonna stay strong. Science will get us through this. We're going to continue to foster science, research, and education in the Danube region. And I would like to thank again all partners, the Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research, the Joint Research Center, the Danube Rectors Conference, who put a tremendous amount of work into this. I would also like to say thank you to the people that are not visible, but play a very important role in making all of this a reality, namely Herbert Buchbauer from the Federal Ministry, Martina Hartl from the Federal Ministry, and Daniel Martinek from IDM, who is virtually, not exaggerating, contacted each and every university in the Danube region to let them know that this award exists. And I think we have seen that working together produces these great results. I would like to ask each and everyone to stay safe, healthy. I hope to be able to see you next year in person when we have the award ceremony, hopefully in Uzhhorod. And normally you would have been invited for a dinner and also some drinks. Unfortunately, this is in this case not possible, but nevertheless, let's tonight raise a glass to all the winners, and thank you very much again for each and every one of you. It has been a great pleasure. It has been a great experiment, and I think it worked well, but it nevertheless cannot replace the physical contact and the physical celebration of excellence in the Danube region, and hopefully we'll be able to reach on to that very, very soon. Thank you very much.